Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio. I just wanted to do a quick little update. Obviously we saw from Games Workshop there's a couple codexes coming out this week for a pre-order. So we have the Genestealer's Cult and Adeptus Custodes coming out as well. We were definitely expecting that. And then also Jagati Khan for 30k, but or Horus Heresy, whatever you want to call it. You know, I didn't really talk about the old enemies made to order set or anything. I think that's an absolute joke. Like, I don't know if they're just planning on like throwing away the old like equipment, and they're like, oh, maybe we should just see if people want one more run before we trash this thing. I can't imagine anybody wants those old like garbage looking figures. Maybe people do, maybe I'm wrong. The land speeder is still current. The Space Marine sculpts are like horrible and some of like the worst for like that generation, and the Dark Eldar like Drukhari bros are like not impressive. I mean, the new models are just so much better. So maybe there's somebody out there that just wants some classics, or maybe they know there's just a certain number of people that will buy anything that they put out. But I don't know, blows my mind. $100 though, you know, for 20 warriors, 10 Space Marines, and a land speeder. Really not that bad a deal. To tell you the truth though, I think this was a big miss on their part. They could have like re-released the books and stuff, and I think people would have bought those. They could have re-released the terrain, and I think people definitely would have bought those. They had like those old school kind of like weird looking trees that came in that set, and then like I think it was like some old ruins too. The ruins weren't particularly great, and the stuff they have now is exponentially better, but I mean the trees were pretty awesome. They were like multicolored plastic, like brown stems and like green kind of palm looking trees. I mean, they're not amazing or anything like that, but they were pretty good overall, and had like some options and everything. I don't know, I think that they probably would have sold better than this set, but who knows. But anyway, we've got I've got the new releases and the pre-orders pulled up here. So we have the pre-order war boss in mega armor, the new 10 boys on pre-order, the def coptas, and then the orc war boss with the attack swig, and then obviously White Dwarf as well. This was all the stuff that, well, with the exception of the squig boss, this was the stuff that came in the start collecting orcs, or the combat patrol rather. So you get one of this, bro. You get 2 squads of the boys. You get 3 def coptas, and then you get a def dread. So just to kind of get like the full value now that these are out, 2 of these squads is $90, 125 with the war boss, and then another 60 with the def coptas, so that's 185, and then 60 for the dread, so about 245, and the set's 140. So pretty nice value in that start collecting, or you know, I always say start collecting, but combat patrol really is what it is. Pretty good value compared to retail. You know, obviously you can compare, you know, a Ferrari to a Ford Escort and say that the Ferrari is overpriced, but you know, if you compare one Ferrari to another, you know, and essentially you could argue whatever you want, but Games Workshop is the Ferrari of miniatures. So we also see sort of like the re-release or whatever of the Magus Clamavus. We see the new Rotbringer Sorcerer there, a Maggotkin dice set, the Gnarlmaw coming back, Battlecomb of Maggotkin of Nurgle, the Goliath Truck, you know, the Thunderstrike Command, the kruleboyz crew, the Vanguard Maggotkin. But this is what I'm really noticing, and this kind of is what I wanted to make the video about. You know, and I do want to keep it relatively short, but, you know, Shadowthrone didn't sell out. I mean, I can understand people weren't exactly like hyped about that. I thought it was a pretty good box set. I picked it up. I love the models that come in it. Value-wise, I thought it was a pretty good deal too. But I can understand, you know, not everybody's into like the little side games. If you don't get any value out of the books, or you didn't want all the models out of it, I can understand. You know, I'm also a collector, painter, modeler. You know, I'm all about the hobby. So, you know, I like these boxes. But I noticed that didn't sell out. That's the first one of those that hasn't sold out in a while. And then obviously we noticed the Christmas Battle Forces, which don't even get me started on the Adeptus Mechanicus one, because it still hasn't even made it here yet. So we don't even have that available in the United States yet. But just looking over like the 40k Battle Forces and the Fantasy or Sigmar Battle Forces, and they are literally all still available. So all 9 of those, and then obviously the Adeptus Mechanicus was 10, they're all still available. And they're not even like online only available, they're like full on available. Now there was a moment when the Space Marine one disappeared. Well, it didn't disappear, but it said like sold out online. But then it popped right back up as well. So I don't know what's going on. Is demand falling off a cliff? Did they end up making a lot more of these than they did like in the past? Is it a combination of the two? Probably both. But literally every other year they have done these Battleforce boxes, they have basically like instantly sold out. I mean, they basically put them up for pre-order. Shops wanted like 10 of one or whatever, and they would get like 2 of it. And then they were completely sold out online almost right away. And none of these boxes are sold out yet. Now, granted, we went through and totaled these up. A lot of other people did as well. And they pretty much all came out to like right around $290 to like $320 in value. So just rounded off, say $300. They didn't raise the price on them. They were all still $210 retail. So, you know, pretty good deal. You know, basically about 33% off, roughly. And then on top of that, if you get 33% off just by putting all the kits individually into the box, and then you get like 15% or, you know, in many cases like somewhere around there or more off from like a retail store, you know, you end up with a pretty good deal. You're basically getting like 50% off, you know, retail. Now that's a weird way to calculate it, because if you bought the kits individually, you would get that same discount, like 15 or 20%. But when you couple that discount that you would normally get with the discount of buying like, you know, in bulk essentially, these work out to be pretty good deals. But regardless, the fact that none of them have even sold out tells me that, one, either they made a ton more than they normally have, or two, there's just not that much demand for them. Or, you know, possibly it's a combination of the two. But the truth is, I would expect at least 1 or 2 of them to be sold out right now. So definitely kind of caught me by surprise seeing that all these are still available. I had no problem getting the ones I wanted. Definitely a big fan of some of the box sets. The best value one was the Space Marines. It's loaded up with like good models. Obviously, most people probably have plenty of intercessors, but you know, I like the Blade Guard. I've actually been looking to pick some more of those up. I don't have that Captain model, and then you know, obviously the Speeder is pretty awesome as well. Picked up the Sororitas one, waiting on the Admech one. I actually got like the Undead one as well. So, you know, Soulblight Gravelords, whatever. I want to do like a conversion with that creepy, weird vampire model. I really like those Blood Knights as well. Never have too many skeletons or zombies. So, but overall, just caught me off guard. I was really surprised to see that none of these had sold out yet. So let me know what you think. I'm curious about your opinion. I'm curious if you have any input on them or anything. You know, even the Rohan Stronghold sold out. $280 for a couple of little houses and some walls and turrets. Very, very surprised though. So what is it? Did they end up getting a ton more in stock? Did they make a bunch more? Are they not selling like they had hoped they would? Is this a sign of the times? Is this a sign of Games Workshop and people searching out like alt games? I don't know. Could be a combination probably of everything, but very surprised to see that these are all still available. Very, very surprised. And then Shadowthrone on top of that, you know, again, doesn't surprise me as much, but you would think that at least one of these boxes would sell out. You know, at least one of them. So let me know what you think. I'm curious for your opinion. That's it for today, guys. Just a quick one. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.